Hi, I'm Alexis Mercedes. I'm the project manager for Fractal Labs. We are a web and mobile app development company enthusiastic about Web3, particularly the augmented reality app, Over. On this channel, we create a lot of content reviewing what's been published to Over and also document what we're learning in Over. So if that sounds interesting to you, subscribe. We publish a video every Tuesday. Let's start this week's review with Cyberner Baby. She's done it again, this time on a hex owned by Space Joe 8. They've offered up an amazing take on time travel, so let's just roll the tape.
This is an interactive feature, and the first time I loaded this experience, I chose to travel to the past. In order to travel to the future, I had to close out the experience and load it again.
This is one of the only creators that is consistently giving us interactive experiences.
And it would be easy to argue that they are the leading creator in Over the Reality.
Our favorite green bartender is back. Last time we saw an old bar. This time we've got a modern bar. The name has V1 in the name, so I imagine this is a work in progress. But what a wonderful start this is. One of the things I'm really impressed by is that they can have a variety of textures, but they all stay within the same family. Like, these things all look like they belong together, except maybe the bartender himself. I've never seen a hex boundary flash like this, so I'm not sure what that's all about. I love the little meats. The meats that are hanging make me feel like this is a fancy dollhouse. It makes me want to collect other little things to decorate it with and fill it up with cool stuff. So I definitely got a kick out of this one. Totem by Wattoo is serving us a very different tone. It feels informative, awing, and solemn all at the same time. This signage reminds me of a nature interpretation sign, which gives me a flashback to when I first started this line of work. I was explaining to my mom what AR is, and she wasn't understanding why it was cool. And I thought, look around. Like, imagine if there was in front of several of these trees information, history, its species, who planted it, why, when, and you know, this signpost would not weather. It wouldn't get in the way of the view or, you know, disturb the environment at all, and it would be really cheap to make. It would be so cool. Seeing a signpost like this, it makes me ache for the time when we can make things more place-based, and I look forward to using AR signposts as a way to share community knowledge, and decentralize history as we know it. Staying in the more solemn category, we have Kokie.
We move to gain, we'll reach and come. Our heart is open, our reason to be here. Long ago, set it to
There is poetry, there is joy and honor, even though it has a serious tone, and also lights of vigil that can kind of go on and on. This use case for AR creates a way to have asynchronistic shared memories and a shared memorial across time and space, because we can congregate here in an ongoing way. Guess where I am? Look, look, look. It's a pineapple! I mean, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? This is my first SpongeBob AR experience, and I love it. Of all the Nickelodeon memory shows, for some reason, SpongeBob is the one that gives me the feels. So happening upon this was quite a happy accident for me. I like this choice of Patrick. It's not the most common display of Patrick. It's not out of character for him, but it's not just a standard Patrick. They chose a statement Patrick. Another interesting aspect of this is how the flowers are kind of painted in the air. Having the flowers painted here really takes advantage of AR technology, because you can't just like add a motif to the air. Otherwise, it's not like an easy task to do that. This particular experience wanted to bounce around a whole lot, which kind of bummed me out. It was hard to walk around the models and see them face on, because the whole thing kind of wanted to jump. That's not something the creators did. That's just how it be sometimes, you know? There is a texture on these models that make it look clay-like. I appreciate it. It feels childlike, but not cartoony. It's more refined, more grown up, and more importantly, it's consistent across all of the models. A+ for that. If only it was under the sea. For some reason, the way this is created makes me feel like I'm on top of the sea, nitpicking. I think we should be under it instead of on it. You know, I'm a fan, so I'm gonna have higher expectations. Here's Allege by Thanos33. They remembered a name tag. Take note, you can see their name. And it has a link, it has a call to action. The link works, and now I know how to get a hold of these people. I don't think it's on purpose that these art pieces keep ending up anonymous. Because like, I don't know how to tell that SpongeBob creator that I'm happy about their work, that I love the textures. I don't have a way to get a hold of them. Create a name tag, hashtag AR name tag. That aside, this is a really cool structure. I think it has a distinct style. It looks good. It's fun to walk around. It's got enough details that it really calls me in. They seem exciting, personable. This glitching is happening here, which is unfortunate. I don't think that's on purpose. What must be happening is that they've got two different files trying to occupy exactly the same space. So Over is trying to load both, and this is what it tends to do. Usually you see that on the floor, but you know, I guess it could happen upright as well. If you have a different theory as to why this happens, let me know. This is amazing. It's my childhood fantasy come true. It's called Pinky Out, and it's on a land owned by Filter Factory. I also know it was created by Mince because, well, Mince told me they created it. Do you remember them? They made this other store. With this one, I'm supremely impressed by the styling and the fact that it's consistent across the board. Everything belongs together and it's radical. It's amazing how there's so much going on and yet it doesn't feel crowded. It doesn't feel congested or messy. This is maximalism and I'm here for it. If I were to change one thing, it would be that this Pac-Man screen was animated. Can we make that happen? Steal my idea. You're welcome. Mince is also responsible for Campus Jacks. Has a very different feel. This is like an old school, like old Hollywood bar, but it's also like the upholstery on the bus in the 80s. It's very timeless. They've got the name tag, name tag, name tag. The schedule on the wall makes me think of trying to host an AR social club where we promise to meet in any one of these experiences from certain times, and then we can have this up on the board. This is like, here is when we are coming. We will be here. And so if we share the link to this space out to multiple people across Twitter and we're sharing, people who happen upon it at a time that we're not there will know when to come back. So I love that idea. Thanks for the idea. And I'm sure whatever establishment this was made for is super happy with this. It's really fun. Just to take the swinging sound, you can hear the band from miles away, 'cause everybody's jumping at jacks. Here's a little well-known secret, sure as there's a sky above. AR can be a display case. Here is a singular work of art put on display in a really magnificent manner. It's simple, but imagine this being compared to being magneted on the refrigerator. You know, it takes up less space to exist in AR than it would cluttering your home. Or perhaps it's a masterful painting that only exists in one place and photographs just don't do it justice. Here in AR, we can see it so much bigger because you can get theoretically super close up to it, virtually, you might say. I can also see this as a way to do a cross-national reception. I can see it now. My art piece is finally done. I want all of my friends from all over the world to come and celebrate it with me. Meet me at this overhex. Let the art piece be in the background where we can chat with each other and talk about the process and talk about whatever and honor this piece of work in the past. Like, that's cooler than talking about it on a Discord channel. Like, let's hang out, you know? WTF with this land name over. Yes, this word definitely has a time and place, lots of times and places, but we can't just be handing things out willy-nilly. with this word and having it for sale and let anyone just run with it and do whatever they want. So over. If you're gonna use words that are in English, have a native English speaker review these, please. So ignoring the land name, here's another great character on display. Imagine you made this model and instead of showing it to someone on a screen, you can show it to them huge in front of a school or wherever. The scale is dope. It's so big that it makes you feel really small and really immersed, but it's not so big that it's out of frame and not working in this platform. Like it works in over at this size. I would be surprised if they didn't have to test that a few times. Like the sizing is so dialed in, you could, you know, publish it, take a look, be like, oh, I think it can go bigger. Oh, too big. Can't really see everything. Make it smaller, you know, and get it just right because it's mwah. Plus, I really like the vibes. It's kind of scary and violent and fantastic and playful. Go check it out. All right, guess where I am now? It's not a pineapple, it's a gourd. Gourdcalabasa by PMRZ33. This feels like a folktale brought to life. We've got multiple scenes here. I don't love that the stylization is inconsistent, kind of like different artists created these things and they're kind of just all put in the same place. The last time we saw a piece of work from this artist, I was blown away by that one as well. And it had a really scary lady, and it still has a scary lady. My favorite part is this potion room. There's a book and stuff on the wall, lots of little vials. I want to put the little vials on the shelves in the bar. That would be fun. I guess I just want a dollhouse. Someone make an AR dollhouse. Someone made a maze. I love this idea. And the pattern is cool. It's pretty masculine and regal. It's nice. The trouble with this is that there's not a clear beginning or end. I didn't know where I was supposed to start or exactly where the goal is. This tree NFT that I found in the middle is lovely and it felt like a reward, but I didn't know if I had reached the end. I still don't know if that was the end or if I was meant to continue looking for other treasures or if that was just a treasure along the way. I did spend a good amount of time here and felt disconnected from the instructions. What am I being invited to do here? Outside could use some tidying up. This is a 3-dimensional medium, so we have to look at every single view of what we're putting out. It doesn't matter if it looks good from 9 of the 30 angles, it's gotta look good from 30 of the 30 angles. And the cool thing is, if you don't know how to manipulate 3D models in modeling software, the Over SDK will let you change the dimensions of things enough to prevent this sort of wall overlappy thingy happening. If you want to know how, I did make a video that goes over that. It's a rad idea. This is an amazing start and I'm so thankful that somebody put this together. Thanks, Adolf. let us end on a sensual note. Here's Touch Me by Docs. Honestly, I have so many good things to say about this. There are multiple characters defying gravity. There is a nod to headsets. There is a direct reference to headsets. They are playing with scale. Like, I see a tiny stadium right here. The pattern varies throughout the experience, but it stays within the same story and has the same texture and finish everywhere, so it doesn't get messy. That's how you keep it cohesive. Give me a name tag. How am I supposed to find you? How am I supposed to compliment you? Maybe this piece of art is anonymous on purpose. Across the board, I don't think that's what's happening. I think most people are not, it just hasn't crossed their mind yet that this type of user-generated content doesn't intrinsically match people up to their original creators. Like in Twitter, if you post something, you know whose it is, you know who originally posted it. But when you publish something to Over, which is equally a user-generated platform, you got to put your own name tag in there. Because I don't know who this landowner is, and I don't know if the artist is the landowner. Those could be different people.
I'm still wondering about identity when it comes to Web3 user-generated content. Surely one of the benefits of decentralized platforms is that you don't have to reveal who you are. But I do believe that most of the artists I've come across wish to share their art and spread their name. But if they don't include it, I don't know what to do.
I'm kind of blind now. Spots. Let me know if you made it all the way to the end. That lets me know that I am making something worth watching. If you are new to Over, I've been documenting my entire learning journey, so this channel might be a great resource for you. Please like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.